Hi guys, welcome back. It's Alicia, and I wanted to do a video that kind of summarizes my first 4 months with having my snap-in dentures, because I think it's nice to do weekly updates, you know, and everybody that has followed me since the very beginning, I love you guys. I know there are people that have seen like every video that I've made and they know my whole story, and it's just so cool. But for people that want like a general, you know, this will be more like a, I don't know how to explain it. The weekly updates are probably more detailed, you know, about that specific week. So I wanted to do a video that would help you guys, you know how it goes for the first 4 months in general. So just because things really change really fast. I mean, it's really only been 4 months, but like when you first have this done, 4 months seems like forever, like an eternity to get there. But so many things change and so many things really do happen. So I will try to, I'm just trying to give you guys a heads up of how the process went for me. Maybe some things I say will help you guys, you know, avoid certain things or just be aware that they're normal, I guess. So, and this won't be too long because I'm just waiting for one of my children to get out of their appointment. So I had a minute and I wanted to talk to you guys. Aside from that though, I do go pick up my new set on Thursday in 2 days. So I'm getting excited. It's kind of scary to be excited because, you know, I just don't want to be let down. And I think that'll be a theme of this video, talking about the unknown, excitement and anxiety, and like just never knowing. Like that's permanently throughout this experience, I would say. So I am really excited to get the new teeth, but I'm a little bit scared that I'm so excited that if I don't like them, I might be really upset. I hope not, and I would hope that they would change them if something needs to be changed, but I'm trying not to worry about it. I'm trying to just let myself be excited, you know, and hopefully when I go Thursday, I'm going to be in love with them. I'm going to be so happy. So we'll see. This might be the last video that I do with this set of my teeth. So, all right, let's start with when I decided to get the dentures. Like once I had the approval and it was set, E-Day was set. The weeks leading up to surgery, I only had like 3 weeks because it was very fast. From the consultation to my surgery, it was like less than a month. And it wasn't something that I had been thinking about like for long before I went to that consultation, because I wasn't expecting to get approved for the loans and actually be able to have the mini implants done. So once I realized that what was really happening, I was excited but nervous. And I would say for a lot of people, probably the biggest fear is the surgery itself. And he told me in the office at the consultation that he would prefer to keep me awake but comfortable, because I told him I wake up under sedation, like IV sedation. I usually do wake up. I have memories of it and it's very painful and traumatic. So it made sense, but I also was kind of scared and kind of thinking, well, you should just put me to sleep. Just give me extra or something. But it's really not safe anyways. Like if I wake up when they're sedating me, they're giving me enough that I'm supposed to be knocked out, and it just doesn't knock me out. So, you know, I don't blame them. It was better for me to be awake. So my nerves were horrible leading up to surgery. I was so freaking scared that I didn't even know if I was going to be able to walk in there that day. And my husband kept saying, yes, you will. You'll be fine. We're going to go. You're going to be fine. You're going to get up and go. But I genuinely really wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make myself go. Oopsie. All right, that's my 10-minute warning. Holy crap. So, anyways, the night before surgery, I think I slept pretty well, surprisingly. The day of surgery, obviously, was really, really anxious. And the worst part about surgery that I will mention, I've already done videos on all of these things, so I don't want to go back into too much detail about each little phase, but I just want to do a nice video where you guys can see the progression of how things do change so much, so fast. Because you just have to keep that in mind when you go through this. You know, it's going to feel like it's taken forever. It's going to feel like nothing is ever going to be right. And it's going to feel like it's just pointless. You want to give up. There's going to be times where you feel like that. But in hindsight, looking back, it's only been 4 months. I feel like a different person, you know. And on surgery day, the shots were the worst. So if you're staying awake for your surgery and they're giving you the shots, just know that they will hurt. But the more they give you, the more numb you'll be. I didn't feel much of the extractions and nothing of the implants. Nothing at all. The worst pain in the surgery was the shots, and second to that was my anxiety, because I did have a panic attack or two. I was hyperventilating, crying, you know, the whole 9 yards, but I stayed there and did it, and I got it done. The next most traumatic thing was when they were walking me out and my jaw would not shut. Now, after going through this myself and seeing other people's experiences, it is not like a rare occurrence. A lot of people feel like their jaw is not shut all the way immediately after surgery. In my case, it really was not shut all the way. So it just depends, you know, listen to your dentist. If they tell you that things will settle and that they should feel more natural after a certain amount of time, you can give it a chance. But if you know something is wrong for yourself, tell them as soon as you know. Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt your instincts. Trust your instincts. That's why they're there. If something doesn't look right, chances are it's not going to look right to you ever. Like my lower teeth, they still bother me to this freaking day, even though they're so much better than what I had, and I'm so happy that I can talk and show my teeth and be expressive. But these have bothered me. The lower teeth have bothered me since E-Day. And when the nurse was walking me out and I was trying to tell her that my jaw wouldn't shut, I was pretty traumatized that they let me leave like that. So the first, let's see, so my jaw wouldn't shut, and I would say that was the most discomfort, like for the first 3 days, because they didn't fit right. So when you get your dentures done, if they don't fit right, they probably will be even more irritating than a pair that does fit right. So you do have to go back for your adjustments. The first week for me was emotional, but the pain, I think, and the soreness kind of distracts your mind at first. So for the first week, there's a lot of physical pain, and there is some emotional pain too. I didn't have to look at myself without my teeth though for the first like 12 days, if I remember right. They didn't get the teeth off the implants for about 12 days because it hurt me so bad for them to pull on them and try. Like they just wouldn't come off the O-rings, and I was all swelled up around them. So if you do take them out and leave them out, there is a chance that your gums can really swell up a lot, and then you will not be able to snap them back in. Even with traditional dentures, if you take them out too early, you can swell up quickly and then not be able to get them to stay in. So you do want to try to follow your dentist's advice on what they say with that. So by the time the second week came, the physical pain had worn down a lot. I was still very uncomfortable. I had sore spots, little sore spots here and there all over. It was very annoying. But once the pain subsides, that's when the emotional part comes in, and that's when you start thinking more about well, you're always thinking about the appearance, but as the swelling wears off and you start looking more normal, you will start to notice the subtle changes in your face maybe, or you're going to start hearing things from other people that are noticing changes in your face. That can be a good thing or a bad thing to hear. Like, it's not always easy, you know, to listen to people talk about your appearance and how it's changed when you're not even used to it yourself, you know. By the third and fourth week though, I would say all my swelling had subsided and my face looked a lot more normal. But even now, like in the beginning, I felt like everything looked so wrong. I looked in the mirror and I was like, no, this is not right. By the fourth week though, I could look in the mirror and I thought I looked better than I did before surgery. And I can even look back at my video that I made right after E-Day, and now when I look back at it, I don't think they look as horrible as I did in that moment that day. But I don't regret making the videos that I've made of how I feel during each stage, because I don't know, it's just pretty cool. Like, you can look back at how I felt in the moment, but now it's later and I can look back at it and appreciate it and just realize for the future that I might have similar experiences. So when I get my new set Thursday, the dentist told me try not to be like overanalyzing and looking at every little thing in the mirror. Try to let other people see you. Try to let other people react to you without you really asking them what they think, and just see what people, you know, see how you end up feeling, but you have to give it time. So I really am going to try to listen to him, although I do these videos, so I will be taking a lot of pictures and I'm going to be seeing my teeth a lot, and I just can't help it. They're on my face. So I'll be looking at them a lot, but I am going to try to take his advice, give the new set some time to settle in to my mind even, not just physically. It's just the new look is a little more shocking than people expect. Even if you get a good result, I feel like if it changes you significantly in your face, you know, you just don't know how you're gonna react. And in my case, I didn't feel like I looked right. It was very emotional and it was just hard to deal with. It changed my whole appearance, and I felt like not in the best way, like, because they weren't right. So I mean, I still have yet to have like the perfect set of dentures that just like makes me cry that I'm so happy to see them. I haven't had that happen yet. It would be really cool if it happens Thursday, but you know, I'm just hoping I'll be happy and not shocked like I was the first time when they gave me these teeth. So let's see, by the second month, I was feeling really good, and I was starting to be able to eat just about anything. I had no pain. The implants really only hurt or felt sore for the first 2 to 3 weeks, and not even that bad. The extractions didn't bother me, but then again, extractions really never bothered me. I've never had a dry socket, never had an infection. Knock on wood, they're all gone now, so I should never have to worry about that. But honestly, the pain afterwards for me wasn't unbearable. It was mostly discomfort, and it's very frustrating. It's a frustrating discomfort because you have to kind of keep them in even though they hurt. If you don't keep them in while they're annoying you and hurting you, then when you take them out and put them back in, they're going to start annoying you again and hurt you. So it is in your best interest to try to keep them in and try to wear them as much as possible in the beginning so that your gums take that shape and heal around where they're supposed to, just so that they stay fitting as well as possible. By the third month, I mean, yeah, that was like last month, I felt like myself, like I really did. And had my lowers not broken 3 times, I wouldn't have too much to complain about. They had already agreed to remake these for me before they broke 3 times, but since they broke 3 times, I would assume they would have had to remake them anyways at that point. But yeah, the third month, I mean, I noticed things like different foods are weird with dentures, like salad, chips, noodles, and pasta. Those kind of things are just weird texture to chew with fake teeth, and you can't sense temperature, which I've said before. So trying to taste test noodles and stuff, that takes me some practice. I'm just not used to how it feels. And other than that, the other thing I noticed is I have a horseshoe shape upper, so it leaves the upper palate like open so that you can taste a lot more things, I guess. But I did notice over time, you know, that I'm not able to taste as much as I used to without these in my mouth, just because they are covering my gums and part of the upper, you know what I mean. So you could still notice that you don't taste everything as much as you did before, but it's still better than, I mean, it's still better. I mean, it's still great. You can still taste your food and everything. The sores and things though in your mouth, like I would get a lot of sores periodically. Every time they did an adjustment for me, the next day I would develop canker sores inside my lower lip or on the edges just from having my mouth open. Mostly on my lips, so I'm not sure if I'm allergic to something or if that happens to other people, but I thought I would mention it, that still happens even now at 4 months. When I go back for adjustments, I almost always get a canker sore after. Like any minor adjustment, second warning. But any minor adjustment really can make you feel a lot of things and can make other things off. So you do want to be careful with that too. If the dentist is willing to do adjustments, you want to just try to make sure once they've done them that it didn't upset something else, because it's very, you know, it's a fine line of balance and symmetry up there. One move the wrong way can throw a whole lot of other things off. And the last thing I'm going to say, in the beginning, I was a lot more trying to be polite all the time with the dentists, the nurses, and everything like that. And over the past 4 months, I have gotten more confident in my own instincts and my own self and my own feelings, and nobody can take that away from me. That is one thing no one can take from you, is your own freaking thoughts and how you feel about this procedure. You can't let people tell you how to feel about it. The dentist can't tell you that it's beautiful and just expect you to accept that. So try to trust yourself. But in the beginning, when I had jacked up teeth, I didn't have very good self-confidence. Once I had these done, as imperfect as they are, my confidence definitely did improve. And now I feel more like, you know, I have to be the leader of my own treatment plan. I have to be the one making the calls, and I have to be confident enough and forward enough and direct enough to talk to people, look them straight in the eye, and tell them exactly what I think. No beating around the bushes. I've decided to just be as blunt as possible, polite as possible. But I mean, that's one of the biggest things that's paid off since having this done, is my confidence, my trust in myself. Like I've had to trust myself that I knew what I was doing throughout this experience, because I didn't want to self-destruct, because that could have happened. I could have hyperventilated during surgery and walked out and not done it. I could have just never shown up. I could have, you know, just not pushed for a new set and then been stuck with these. Like, there's a lot of things that could have happened. My confidence is the biggest blessing so far that has come out of this. And I think even if you're going through a shitty experience with it, you can try to take something positive out of it. Try to take control of it. You have to be in control of the situation, because it feels like it's out of your control but it's not. Every decision comes down to you, and you have to be able to, like, just trust yourself enough to make those decisions and make it clear to the dentist. But that is all for now. I probably left a lot out, but I have to go in and get my baby out of her appointment. So I hope that helps some of you. Just a few little things that I've noticed over the last 4 months. I'm doing amazing. I feel amazing. I can't wait to get my new teeth. I hope I love them. These teeth have changed my life, have made me a happier, more confident person. And I know the next pair, they're not going to be ugly. So, I mean, they should be okay. But anyways, thank you guys so much for your support and watching my videos. I will be back soon, probably with the new teeth, and I'm so freaking excited. So please subscribe if you haven't yet so you don't miss any updates. And if you have any video requests or anything, leave them in the comments. Other than that, oh, and if you have any more questions specifically about anything that, you know, about my experience or advice and shit, or excuse me, sorry, didn't want to swear, but if you have any requests like that, just leave them in the comments. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.